as long as what you're trading is tradable, it's not being controlled by robots, like what happens, I'm not throwing shades, in the derivative market. If it's tradable, like when people buy into this instrument, the value goes up. When people sell off, the value comes down. Now, it now boils down to that perfect definition of trading. Trading is actually a digital business whereby people are trying to make money from predicting where price is going to from where price has been.
Just a quick pause before we get into this. Trading can be intense, and staying mindful during your session matters so much. That's why I created and am sharing a free 3-part audio experience that's helped me deeply. 1 for starting your day with calm intention, 1 to stay centered while you trade, and 1 to wind down with grace when it's time to stop. These tracks are yours. Just click the link in the description. Hey, welcome back. Here at the Market Mamas podcast, I cover a wide range of topics from the intricacies of day trading to mindset mastery and psychological growth, with the goal of the conversations being next level growth for all of us. My name is Becky, and I'm a US-based futures day trader from the Pacific Northwest. My trading experience includes trading stocks, options, crypto, and futures, with both trading a personal account as well as with prop funding companies. Over time, I found that I most enjoy the fast-paced world of intraday futures trading, so that is my primary day trading focus now. Thank you for joining me on the Market Mamas podcast today. Hey guys, welcome back to Market Mamas. I'm so happy to have you guys here, and I can't wait to talk today with my guest. This is Caleb, and he has been a trader for 5.5 years. We'll kind of get into where he got started and how he came along, but you guys know that I really love talking to other traders because we're all a little different with how we see the market and how we like to execute, what our favorite strategies are, and how we cope with the stresses of trading. So that's what this is all about. And I'm very pleased to have my guest join me today. He's got a strong presence on different social medias. And so I like to talk to people who have been in the game longer than me, because I feel like there's something wisdom that we can gain from each other. So let's see what we can gain from Caleb today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Becky. It's such an honor to be here. I appreciate it, even though I know this is my third podcast. So I'm just shy, nervous, but I'm going to just pull through.
It'll be great. I think let's just figure out. So you've been trading, 5.5 years? Why did you get into trading? How'd you learn about it? Let's start there.
Okay, I'm going to just tell you this little story. The first 1 million naira, I know it's trash in dollars, but the first 1 million naira I made was in 2017. So I sold a house in another state in Nigeria. I reside majorly in Enugu. I sold another house somewhere in Lagos, and the house was sold for 50 million naira. So I was surprised that the person who bought the house was 2-3 years older than myself, and he paid in Bitcoin. And that was when it got to me that crypto is actually money. And then I'm a very curious person, and I just started researching, asking questions. Google was my chat GPT then. I had so many questions for Google, so I tapped into it, watched a lot of videos, and then I started trading. And just like any other trader who started trading by teaching themselves with, informations they get online, you would make quite a lot of losses. I lost a whole lot of money trying to learn how to trade on my own. And it was quite a roller coaster because throughout my trading journey, my first and my second year, I would not honestly say I was trading actively, because there is a thing with trading. The moment you start posting pictures of candle charts and you start posing a MacBook and living a certain lavish lifestyle, people just start thinking, oh, he just started trading a year ago, the Lambo is coming soon, and everybody wants to pay you a little amount of money for you to teach them. And everybody wants to pay you for signals. And when you have a presence online and you're the type of person I am, I always keep my social presence active. So when you always post about your business online, a whole lot of people would come, brands, institutions. So I was not like actively back to back trading my funds. I had like money coming in from other things that we are not actually trading. So that's why I don't really like try to put my nose in any upcoming traders business when I see them saying come and pay $50 for signals. I'm like, I've been there, done that. So but then it was like fun understanding that people could make money off what price actually does on the charts. And then I started diving deeper, learning deeper about trading. About the third year, I was fed up with the whole concept of paying to teach people when one guy, I don't want to mention his name, but he's based in Enugu here. One guy I taught how to trade. I'm not trying to brag, but I bought my first car before that guy. I taught this guy how to trade, and in less than a year, this guy already cooked two cars. He had a condo in the capital. Like I'm like, bruh, is it the same trading? I taught you that, like, what you want? So he told me about proprietary firms, and I was like, I've not heard of that before. And I was deeply into trading crypto futures, only futures. So it was really quite a hassle trying to trade only futures. And as if that wasn't enough, trying to trade only futures. And after I heard him talk to me about proprietary firms, I knew there were quite a lot of issues with crypto. Like if Elon Musk had to tweet something, prices would go parabolic. I didn't want that no more. So I was much interested in being a trader in the Forex market because there on Forex Factory, the website, you get to see when the high impact news are coming. If someone's speech is so important that it would mess up the market, like Powell or any other person, you would be aware. Every other trader would be aware. But in the crypto futures market, if Elon was going to tweet something, you wouldn't see it coming before it happens. If a and so on and so forth. I don't want to stress it. But then when I got into the Forex market, I knew I was at the right place because most people who are very wealthy from trading are very wealthy from trading in the Forex market or in the derivative market. But for crypto, the people who are very wealthy in the crypto space are mostly people who bought crypto cheap and sold it a couple years later when it was sky high. Okay, so I knew this was if you wanted to make money trading, get into the forex market or the stock market, but if you wanted to invest your money into something to make quite a whole lot of money much later, crypto was the best bet. So I knew crypto wasn't something I should be trying to trade often. So I embraced the forex market and the game plan changed very, 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 very much differently. Well, I was doing very fine trading pairs like Euro USD, GBP USD, but the internet has its way of influencing you. And yes, I was one of those traders who saw somebody make a ridiculous amount of money from trading gold. Then I told myself, I think I should try this gold thing. I mean, it's just red and green candles at the end of the day. And that was where it went down like I saw a dark side of the Forex market. So pretty much ones and zeros. And it's been a roller coaster of learning, if you ask me. So that's pretty much what my Forex career has been
Yeah.
like.
Nice. Yeah, crypto is really so interesting to me because it's such a unique world where it like came out of nowhere. It's like this internet coin that we mine, which doesn't even friggin' make sense. But then like the way that it moves is wild. Like I'm holding some crypto and I've traded crypto and I joined the crypto world actually when Doge was wild, in 2021 and made some.
Oh, you was there
I
then, eh? That
sure
was like I
was.
think 2021.
Yeah.
That was 2021. Like slightly. somewhere between and after COVID.
Yes. That was what brought me to
Yeah, yeah.
trading, Caleb. So I wasn't into it at all. It happened right after the new year. Yeah, that was my inception.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Okay.
I think we each
Okay.
get the bug, right? You figure out like you can just make money by saying I want to get in here and get out here, and then you make money and you're like, what the hell is this? I want to do this all the time forever. But then the reality hits and you lose and you're like, okay. I feel like
Well,
that's
I
when a
think
trader is
what
made, right?
really,
When you
I
make
think
money
what
and then you lose
really
a lot of
got me
money.
hooked into the reason I got really hooked on trading after I saw the money it could give was not simply because I could just make money from buying here and selling there. And, I so much loved the idea and the concept of financial freedom that trading provided. So much loved the idea of there was no limit to how much you could make, and also no limit to how much you could lose. But above every other thing, the most interesting thing about trading to me was understanding that being a Nigerian and being profitable, slightly or not slightly, as a trader, meant a lot because you're making money in hard currency, and by the time you break it down, it's quite a reasonable amount that can keep you very much above average in Nigeria. So over there outside the country, it's you have to like work twice as hard. You definitely don't want to be destroying accounts if you were based outside the country. So those were the things that really kept me in check. Like, yeah, this is what I would love to do. I would prefer to do this over working in a lab as a med lab scientist. And that was what put my foot in the door, and it's very difficult to get out.
Yeah. The financial freedom is kind of amazing. Like it's a skill. And what I love about trading is that it's so self-driven. Like you can like work very hard and figure it out and create almost anything. I mean, it really, there's no ceiling on the outcomes that you can get from trading if you just really like work your butt off and prioritize focusing and studying and you survive paying market tuition by losing while you're learning, then there really is incredible potential with it.
True. A lot of people don't really know that what trading is, what literally everything in life is. That is why, like, one time we were having a conversation and you were like, oh, I think you're channeling your workout principle to your trading principle. It's not just even working out. Like, it took me 10 years to get my degree as a med lab science.
Mhm.
So it was tough because apparently the course is a 5-year course, but I had issues with my university. That's a longer story. But the relentless pursuit of this is what I want. And it was fine if the school wanted to make me do the 5 years twice. It was fine. I like at the end of the day, you give me I'm this if I start something, I want to finish it type of guy. So if you really don't have that mentality in anything you do in life, if you're like, sorry, I'm not trying to throw stray bullets at zodiac sign people, but if you're like a Gemini, you get bored easily. Trading is not for you. Trading would serve you all types of curveballs. And you just have to keep swinging.
Yes.
And yeah, you either make a home run or you don't. It's just what it is. So pretty
Yeah.
much.
You kind of have to be like pretty tough to stay in trading because you basically like knocks you on your butt so many times that most people just would stay down, devil's advocate, but like that's the truth. Like it kicks your butt and it humbles you and it makes me, for me, I was so sad so many times when I thought I had it and then I would take a hard loss again. And it's like, you're either the person that finally has taken enough losses that you're just done. You're going to do something else. You're going to rely on something else for your money, or you're going to learn from every time you're knocked down and then like start getting knocked down less, getting tougher. And I think that there's so many parallels in life with that, but essentially it's just, can you take the hits and choose to learn and you want it bad enough to keep trying, right?
Well, if you ask me, I would say a lot of traders have so many approach to the concept of how to take losses. A lot of traders don't even know when they've actually seen a profitable trading strategy. I'm not saying mine is the best profitable trading strategy, but there was one time I was having this meeting. I started this community traders in Ugu. Well, we mostly do our meetings webinar, but last year we were mostly meeting in person. So we were like having this, it was every Sunday we had to meet, every Sunday. So one time we were just seated, and when we show up, we discuss extensively about everybody's favorite pair. And everybody gets to talk about something they're expecting to happen that week. And then we go over to just catching up and gist. So one time I threw a question and I was like, how does a trader know when he has or she has seen a profitable trading strategy? How does that person know that I failed, I failed, I failed, I failed? Like, this is where the failure stops. And everybody like had so much to say that the central message I was able to summarize and get out of everything they said was there is no mind-blowing profitable trading strategy, because one of the greatest of all times in the trading industry, George Soros, I don't know if I got the name of his surname pronounced correctly, George Soros. So George Soros, his win rates were so terrible in 96% loss rate. So, but the 4% that were winners were monsters. And I really had to search every article, anybody who wrote anything on him. Like, why was his trading strategy so terrible that 96% losses, and then the four that were winners were monsters? What was his trading strategy? What was his concept? And in truth, he was not like a regular retail trader. He was a, forgive my cussing, but okay, I won't cuss either. He was a very, very, very strong swing trader. He was a very, very, very strong swing trader. I'm talking 1 to 30 type of swing trader. And he was always looking for the most sweetest entries. And he had this mentality of when he placed his trades, he would leave the stop loss where it is meant to be. Not while the trade is moving, he does moving the stop loss to entry, or while the trade is moving, he's taking profits partially. No, he was locked in. So, but then I couldn't find literally what was his entry module, what was his strategy called, but the people who wrote articles on him said George Soros was a very, very strong intraday trader. Like, he was a very strong swing trader. He could hold trades for a month. He could, and someone else who has that type of trading strategy in Nigeria is Double Willis. Very big name in the Forex industry in Nigeria. And he's a master show off with his swing trades. So a lot of people who want to find out, when do I know when I finally meet a trading strategy that confirms I am now going to be profitable in the business of trading? You could even be trading as simple as anytime I see a bearish or a bullish engulfing on whatever, it could be maybe EMA or another indicator or whatever, you are ready to trade. A good trading strategy is something that, according to what I got from what they said, one has to be very simple. It could be as simple as a trend line. You break out, I enter. You retest that breakout, I enter. Like, it should be as simple as if they say, what is your trading strategy? You don't have to pull up 3 indicators, 4 tools. Your chart doesn't have to be messy. It has to be as, if possible, naked. The second point I got from what they said was your trading strategy has to have just at most 2 confluence. At most 2 confluence. Waiting for so many confluence from here, from there, from there. The big players don't even wait for confluence. If they want to buy here, they're buying there. If it's not profitable, they are stepping. If it's profitable, it's moving. The candles that you are waiting for before you know a reversal is coming, it's actually the big players that create those candles. So they are the ones taking the risk of reversing the trade, reversing the trend of that trade, and they are not waiting for confirmations. So if you're delaying, waiting for way too many confirmations, by the time you're done waiting for more than 2 confirmations from something that you should have entered after 1 or 2, you are already like 30, 40 pips late, and just a simple liquidity sweep and you're gone. So it was very, 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 very mind-boggling. But then I got to understand that day that no matter what trading strategy you're using, this final third point was very, 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 very wholesome. As long as what you're trading is tradable, it's not being controlled by robots, like what happens, I'm not throwing shades, in the derivative market. If it's tradable, like when people buy into this instrument, the value goes up. When people sell off, the value comes down. Now, it now boils down to that perfect definition of trading. Of trading is actually a digital business whereby people are trying to make money from predicting where price is going to from where price has been. Now, you might call a particular price range a support or a resistance. Another person with a different trading reality will say that that is an order block. Another person with a different trading reality will say that is a place of, they would always have one very fancy term for it. Someone would say it's an inducement. Someone would say it's the FIB 50 level. Now, one of the websites I remember very well, tradingrush.net. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not even trying to promote them. One thing he said in one of his videos that I watched when I was learning how to trade back in the day, and I kept that quote till date. A lot of things work in trading work just simply because people believe it works. That's just it. And if like 10,000 people are actually using that strategy, and every single one of those persons click to buy at that particular place, whether it's big institutions or retail traders, there would be like a certain type of reaction at that level. Most times when I draw my Fibonacci from a swing point to another swing point, I'm a very, 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 very good trader who enjoys to use the deep entries in the Fib levels when I want to use the Fibonacci. So some people who use the Fibonacci to would be trying to use it at the 50 level. I love to use the 618 and the 7-8% level. So when price comes that deep and I place my entry, now someone else who apparently would trace where that 7.18 level on the Fibonacci is will tell you there is liquidity resting somewhere. There is equal. That's what you see. I'm just using the Fib. So when that person is seeing a liquidity resting, another person seeing another person seeing a fair value gap, we all had different realities, ideologies, concepts, strategies, but we are all trading that instruments in the same direction. So when you're trading, the confluence you should be looking for should be, if you're heavy on, I trade ICT, I trade SMC. Well, the real OGs in trading don't like hearing that someone is an ICT trader or an SMC trader. They don't want, they're like, what's all that trash? But then if you learn the ICT trading concept, the SMC trading concept, it does not stop you from learning the supply and demand concept, the SNR concept, because these things, when you throw in a feed and you're like, this is gold, I want a deep entry. If it's not going to give me a deep entry, I'm not ready to have a stop loss this plenty. So I'll choose the deep entry. And the moment you want to pick that deep entry, you might be like, oh, there's a certain level of support around this area. Oh, there's liquidity resting around this area. And just that becomes your confluence. You're no longer that trader who is waiting to see a reversal candle, a follow-up candle. Worst case scenario is if you're even so much into Heikan Ashi. Anything that would make you lag in trading for entries, the only thing Heikan Ashi can do for you is after you've gotten that entry, it will just help you smooth out the noise. You can just switch to Heiken Ashi after you've placed that trade, and then so you just don't see too many candle differences, and then probably one candle would make you, yeah, but using Heiken Ashi to wait for confirmations, no. So like in trading, how you found a profitable trading strategy is it just has to fill these three criteria. It has to be simple, it has to be just not waiting for more than 2 to 3 confirmations, and it has to be in line with what other traders possibly see, because that's what would help him move. Because that's what I can say that helps me and would help anybody out there.
Yeah, I love that. I love the whole idea of keeping trading more simple because there is so many ways to look at it. And if you let in all of the data, it's like you can get overloaded with that and it can make it almost foggier. And so I think we can learn all of the different things that you mentioned, all of the different ways that we can read the market, but then we have to like back test and study our own system, right? And figure out what our best setups look like and how they feel. And then the psychological element of the entries and exits, and then just like play with it. Because I mean, getting the best entry that we can and then respecting the risk, like that's trading. It takes a while to learn, how to get in and why, but once you learn it, then you just have to do it every day, I think, in order to feel it. And for me, I've learned the most just by executing, because every trade that I execute, I learn on. And so I think that that's true with traders. Like you can learn, but then you just have to trade and be able to respect the risk enough to feel the trades. And that is what teaches the best, I think.
That's facts for real.
Yeah. Thank you for going over like how you see the charts, because it's so interesting. Like I love confluences. Like if I can get at least a few confluences, like support and resistance, fib level, value levels, pre-market levels, to like support where I want to get in at, then it makes me even more of a high confidence trade at that level, just based on all of the reasons that fit with it. And so it makes me feel way better about a trade, and I can walk away and let it play out more easily when there's more support behind why I got in there.
Do you have trade mantras?
Do I?
Do you have like trade mantra?
My favorite 2 trade mantras are peace with my peace. So having peace, like settled heart with my piece of the move. So I don't want to like have to feel like I need to chase the entire move. I don't need to have a perfect entry and take it all the way to the top. Like I want to feel at peace with my piece. And so that helps me stop trading. If I get a good win for the day, I want to have
I'm gonna
peace with
steal
my
that
piece
one. At
and
peace with
shut it
my peace.
down. It's good, right?
I'm gonna steal that one.
And then the other
Okay.
one that I recently heard that I really am leaning into right now is curiosity over anxiety, because I am a little bit type A and I sometimes will micromanage my trades. And so that doesn't serve me. So instead of like, oh my gosh, I hope my stop holds and blah, blah, like worrying about it, I rather be curious over anxious. So like, what's it going to do? It'll be interesting to see how this candle closes. And if it closes this way, this is how I'll manage it. And it just kind of takes the pressure off. So I love that energy too, of just being more curious over anxious and respecting, which plays into the whole, you have to respect the risk, right? It's a part of the game. Like, we are traders, but first and foremost, we're risk managers in order to protect our capital on our accounts. And so that helps me like respect my risk and let it play out, being more curious than nervous. Those are my two favorites.
Oh, nice. Nice.
What do you got?
I've told you one of my favorites, which is do what the profitable version of you would do. So most times this quote apparently like really, 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 really changed my life. Cause I probably just heard it like, I think sometime around 6 months after I jumped into Forex, after I came out of the crypto space. When I was doing futures, there is this feature inside the futures trading that allows you to place a trade with 1 to 2% of your margin with a very high leverage, and you would have zero liquidation. Now, that feature was something that if you were a strong swing trader and you understood the 4-year crypto cycle and you understood what year in the 4-year crypto cycle that we are in, you could leverage opening a trade and letting it swing and you'll be profitable. Yeah. So in my head, I thought if I get to the Forex market, I could just open a trade with 0.01 and it would be like that as well. I didn't really get my facts right about how it worked. But then now, even after I got my facts right about how to place a stop loss, I think because I was more of a swing trader when I was trading in the crypto markets, I still wanted to be a swing trader. Now, full time, I'm a day trader. And that mantra of do what the profitable version of you would do, it actually came when there was this month I lost so much money that I don't know, every trader has been there. Every trader has been there. I just kept on losing and I was like, bruh, what? I think I should get back to crypto. But then I remembered I'm not a quitter. I had to like keep losing. I didn't care. So I had someone just say it. Do what the profitable version of you would do. So I opened the chart and of course it was gold. And I saw the price of gold, like just maybe going up, going down. I can't really remember. And then I told myself, what would the profitable version of me do? That was what I asked myself. And then I said, the profitable version of me would not buy or sell gold at the current price right now. I used to be also a delusional trader who used to think I could just look at the charts and in less than 15, 20 minutes, I could tell you where it was going. And I would want to trade it and it would get to that place. It's that same mentality of somebody who likes to shop in the mall, not the local market. Now, when you get to the mall, you see a product, it has a price tag on it. You can't bargain. But when you get to the local market, you could negotiate. And if the seller, he or she is trying to give you a product at a price you're not okay with, you could find another market and try to do business with them. So I said to myself, the profitable version of me would not be interested in doing business with whatever I'm seeing on the chart immediately I open the chart. Are there places up I could sell? Are there places down I could buy? I understood that I was not asking for discounts when I was trading. And another mantra that really helped me out in trading, this one was from Pablo Escobar. It's accept the consequences before the profit.
Yeah.
Like I said in my early phase, I was not a fan of stop loss. See, stop loss is like what helps you protect your capital.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't say this, if I don't, let me not say if I don't say this mantra before I place that limit or that market entry, what I end up getting is fear. Even when price is actually finally approaching the entry, I'm afraid that it would and go. Now, the fear I understood was mostly coming from not that my trading strategy was shit, but because I was always opening my trades with quite a huge amount of lot size. Anybody who knew my early years of trading, I'm not proud to say it, but I was one of those people who would use 5 lot size on the 100K account.
You went for it.
I was one of those people who would throw in 5 lot size. I was, so when it was profitable, it was a banger. But when it was a losing trade, it would run numbers on you. So when I understood that I had not yet made peace with this price that I'm setting as the stop loss, am I okay if I lose it? So now when I set a trade as a limit order, let me say with 1 lot size, 0.5 lot size, I'm like, the stop loss, I don't want to lose more than $200, $300. If I lose it, I'm okay. I'm okay. I've accepted. In fact, that trade, I've accepted that trade is a losing trade. That's what I tell myself. If I place it, I'm like, I've lost that money. Just you've lost $200. Just put it there. You've lost it. If it turns out fine, it's fine. And then the final trade. This one was from George Soros. The final mantra. George Soros one time in an interview, he was like, how do you meet or how do you answer your investors when they complain about the multiple losses that come from the 96% loss rates? How do you, because he was a hedge fund trader, like a big one. He said, whenever they come to him and they ask him, are you not seeing that you're losing money? What is all? He's like, that is pretty much my strategy. Yeah, like I lost. Yeah, that is. But when I win, it's still my strategy. Like the market did not manipulate me. Like, and that mantra is what I say after every trade, win or lose. I just say it to myself because the same way you feel very excited when your trades are all blue is the same. Nobody would say a losing trade or when they hit stop loss, they don't feel any type of agony or pain. You must feel it's hard earned money. You must feel pain. So, but then you just have to learn to brush it off. But then how you brush it off matters. How you react in terms of brushing it off matters. So it now put me on that edge of whenever I take profit, or whenever I hit a stop loss, or whenever I accept to break even, one thing I must always say word for word is it's my trading strategy. When he wins, he wins. When you lose, he loses. That's it. So
Yeah.
pretty much just like that.
Those are so good. Thank you for sharing them. I love that. Like, what would your profitable self do and accept the consequence and trade your strategy? Like, those are boss because it's that we have to find a way to be at peace with it because not every trade will win. And so we have to have a confidence through losses.
True, true, true.
Okay, so if you, from where you are at now, had to tell younger traders the most important thing to help them to succeed faster, is there anything else you would tell them?
I have quite a whole lot to tell them. Quite a whole lot.
That's true, right? There's so
One
many
of the
lessons we learn.
one of the honest reasons I was so much excited and wanted to jump on this podcast was not because of any other reason than the fact that I had seen way too much in the trading space. I'm involved in two niches in life whereby everybody wants to scam you: the fitness and the forex niche, or should I say the trading niche. Everybody wants to scam you with anything and everything. Now, to every new trader out there trying to get into trading, there is literally so many mistakes that you would make, way too many, because the hunger for knowledge, because knowledge is power, the hunger for knowledge can actually be what someone else would use to feed on you to make money. Now, the point is when they actually see whatever they see that makes them embrace and accept that they want to attempt and start trading, they should one understand that it is not a get rich quick scheme. If somebody told me that about trading, just maybe, I would have thought twice and maybe I would have not been a trader. Just maybe. I think every new trader needs that reality check because minus them plus them, the forex market is still going to be doing over 10 trillion US dollars every day market cap. So they are just like a tiny little ant in that space, and they will get bullied because they would come in as newbies and they're trying to make money from people who have been doing it for quite a longer time than them. Yeah. My honest first attempt to get into forex trading, it all started when I was in the gym one time and I saw this guy who owns a poultry and he was trading on his phone in between his sets. So I wanted to make a joke about how people lose so much money in the forex market. And he was like, "What do I trade?" I said, "Crypto." After the workout session, we had a conversation that humbled me and made me understand that I was on the wrong side of the trading space and I had to switch over to the forex market and very fast. Now, the moment I got into trading in the forex market, I met way too many people on Telegram, Instagram, trying to sell you signals and all that and all that. And no matter how well knowledgeable you are in trading, at some point you would hunger to get signals somewhere.
Yeah.
And I am not trying to say this just simply because I have hopped out of the business, but in all honesty, every new trader out there should completely stop paying for signals. I don't know if there's a way they could abolish that, but it's not possible. It's completely not possible because the person who is giving you the signal to trade has to like type down the signal. If the person really is the person making that trade, of course, I'm not trying to shade my country, but let's call it spade a spade. My country is well known for internet scams. So I know what really young men out there have on their Telegram. You might see a Telegram channel with like 100K, 200K. Maybe you went to search XAUUSD signals or whatever on Telegram, and you think it's one white or it's probably one Nigerian behind it, probably doing copy and paste with one Telegram bot, you know? And even if it's the original person sending the signal, you don't know what time frame they used. You don't know what strategy, because you're a newbie. You're like just following the signs on the signboard. They say go left, you go left, go right, you go. You just don't know your ways around. And when you're taking those signals, you're not learning, you're not gaining the experience. You're just moving from one mentor to another mentor, and you're just trying to grasp as much profit as you can from trying out different signals. That is like how to lose money 101 in learning how to trade. So like as a new trader, stay away from people who want to sell signals to you. Okay, another thing I'll tell the new trader is, if you would pay somebody to teach you how to trade, be stubborn to look for somebody who is trading, not somebody who wants to get paid to teach. When I started trying to learn how to trade, the people I was mostly like having conversations with were people who were rooted in the trading space. I was lucky enough to speak with Pablo Heman, lucky enough to speak with Alex Carpenter, like way too many good big names. And I always had questions for them. I always had things to ask them, and they were nice enough to give me answers. The people who actually do the trading themselves, I'm not trying to feel among, but we don't have the time to teach. We are more busy trying to make money. And the most we can do is, if you are down bad that you want to learn, we would just put you through the basics with videos and PDFs. And then when it is time, you now come and see how we are doing it, like practically. But people who want to get you to pay them so they teach you, I've had like way too many academies come to me, say, help us recruit people to our academy. We provide signals, education, and this and that. I've partnered with those type of people. And honestly speaking, if there is any trader who I've referred to any of, opening myself up to you guys and saying I'm sorry. It was the payment that they gave me that made me refer you to them. I'm gonna be honest, because that is trash, big bullshit, like everything bad. Because all that is just going to put you through is still the same situation as someone who is getting signals. Anything academy, yeah. It is even much better that as you're trying to get into the trading space, you're trying to give somebody your money to trade for you. It's much better than giving somebody money to give you signals to help you lose your money. That does not just make sense. It doesn't add up. It's better you give
Right.
someone that money complete, so you know that person loses the money, and then probably if you guys had an undertaking signed, you can, take it to court or whatever. But paying somebody to give you information to help you lose your money doesn't add up. Then for new traders, well, in your quest for knowledge to become a very good trader, in your quest for knowledge to become very good in trading, try to give a trading strategy at least 2-3 months, at the very least 2-3 months. I think every new trader should like cut across this website, Trading Rush. I don't know who owns the website, but the website, what they do on there is, last I checked, is the person who owns the website, he would bring an indicator like RSI, Bollinger Bands, and so on and so forth, and he would use that indicator to take trades 100 times to like backtest and show you the win rates of that particular indicator. Then people in his comment section will like ask him to like remix this indicator and that indicator, this indicator and that indicator. They are like so many very, 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 very basic strategies that work. And even if their win rate is 40%, 30%, it means you are still profitable. If you have 10K and you were able to, at the end of 100 trades, make 20% profit, it's enough to help you pass a prop. It's enough to help you request for a payout from a firm, and so on and so forth. So, but what most people are looking for, they make one or two losses with a particular strategy, and then they want to start switching from one indicator to another indicator because this strategy is starting to fail them, and so on and so forth. As a new trader, I would also advise stay away from volatile pairs. You're not yet that guy. This was one very big thing that like I think if in the first 6 months of my trading forex I never knew about XAU USD, I think I would have done really better. Gold like handed me the walk of shame. I was messing with pairs I should not be messing with. I was messing with the US 30, the NASDAQ. I thought these pairs were like Bitcoin because I didn't really understand how trading currency pairs worked. It was like trading XRP or Cardano on the crypto market, all those pairs that are in decimals. But those ones that, had numbers, it was much easy to, say the stop loss is you call the number, not in decimals. And then I had this Telegram channel where we were like at 5K subscribers. Then the VIP was like over 500 people. I was like making good money from people who wanted to pay for signals, and it is very, very, and also new traders, please don't try to recruit people to pay you so you teach them. It is very, 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 very lucrative, very, very inviting, because the moment people around you understand that you now know how to trade, they want you to teach them, they want you to give them signals, they want to know something or two from you. So in your early days of being a trader, don't try to be a mentor. Just be you. Because if you're quiet, it would allow you lose in peace. Now, you might be wondering, this is for people who are extroverts like myself. Introverted traders in their early days, they don't tell anybody. They just silently lose, learn, and then they start winning. But then now, an extrovert, you can't even lose in peace. Now, there was one time in my Telegram channel back in the day when my trading strategy started. My trading strategy not now, then. It still happens now. I'm not like everybody can testify as a trader. There are times when you would see 3 losing trades in a row, sometimes 4. And if you're not calm, it will just keep going. So there was one time I had like 4 to 5 losing trades in a row. I lost more than 100 subscribers in less than 24 hours. So many people who are new in the trading space, when they join in on a Telegram channel because it is free and they see good signals there, the moment they see 4 losing trades in a row, they want to start looking for the next Telegram channel that gives signals. The moment they see 4 losing trades in a row, they want to try another indicator that someone told them about or they saw on Instagram or YouTube. So like, as a new trader, give that your basic trading strategy at least 2, 3 months. Give it time to see what the win rate and the losing rate is actually like. Because if you switch every now and then, you won't actually know when you come across a very basic trading tool or indicator that would really change your life if you actually stuck with it. One very, very, very awesome tool that so many people sleep on, that I so much utilize, I'm just gonna say it here, is the regression trend tool. A lot of people just talk about only the Fibo tool. I love to be able to ride trends. I'm a trend trader. I have finally discovered that range markets always whoop me. If a market is ranging, because I'm so excited trying to catch the trend, the moment the trade starts coming back to my entry, I am frustrated because I want you to trend.
Let's
And
go.
when you're not trending, it's bad for business. Okay, so like I want to see the market trend, and I'm a trend trader. So if you're a trend trader, you should be in love with the regression trend tool. If you're someone who loves sniper, you should know what you want. Back when I used to teach people how to trade, I used to tell people that trading is just like going into a mall and you want a particular product. You get into that mall, get that product, pay for it, and go. If you get into that mall and you don't really know what you want to buy, you're just going to grab quite a whole lot of things, and you won't really know what is trash till you're done paying and you're outside the mall, and then you're like, did I really need this? Why? That's exactly what it's like in trading. When you show up as a new trader and you want to trade this pair like XAUUSD today, if you take one losing trade from XAUUSD, I'm not saying that you can't trade another pair, but I'm just saying as a new trader, you're not yet experienced enough to go and start looking for a trading opportunity elsewhere. Like, still stick to that XAUUSD. Another setup will come. And if you're not like a very aggressive trader who wants to revenge trade immediately he takes or she takes a loss, you would gain so much clarity when you allow the market to move and you just sit still, or you're minding your business and you come back like 2, 3 hours later. You will see a much nicer structure that you can trade, and the market will be much, 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 much better for you to understand. Yeah. So when it comes to messages that you can give new traders for them to get better in trading, it is quite a whole lot. And the reason why there's a whole lot to say to them is because in the trading space, like I said earlier, there are so many people who are trying to reap money out of you before you make money from the trading. Whether they are trying to get you to pay them for a course, or they are trying to get you to pay them to get signals, or get the one reigning or has been in the trend for quite some time is EAs. But I'm glad I have never attempted that, because I mean, like, how do I explain to myself, not to people, how do I explain to myself that I know a friend of mine, I just hope things still pull out for him. He's supposed to have settled down this year, but he was tanked financially because someone told him he has this bot that can help him trade BTC accurately, at least 97% accuracy. And my bro just blew like $40,000 in 2 months because he trusted a robot to push the buttons for him. And when I saw it, I was like, I rather use my own bare hands and place that trade with 100x and like I rather blow it myself than something that was programmed by someone do it. Yes, they always have good returns in their beginning era, you understand? But for someone who is new into trading, you need to be very, 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 very much careful about who is your mentor, what type of information you absorb, and when you want corrections, I think you should always look out for people who have been in the game longer than you. And when I mean in the game, I mean someone whose trading strategy and the pairs they trade are the type of things you trade. If you are someone who has seen the reasons why you should trade currency pair, and you want to go and take advice from someone who enjoys trading US 30, you would not really get the advice you're looking for. He might or she might say some
Yeah.
very, very good things that would, cheer you up, or but it's just like someone who is selling hair and she wants advice on her business, her hair business, and she goes to meet someone who is selling shoes. Even if the person has business advices to give, they might not all really very much apply for the hair business because that person is well rooted
Right.
in the shoe business. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with that same mentality, if you're a new trader and you need certain clarity here and there, when you have a very bad, terrible losing week and you want someone to talk to, like a lot of people in that community I started in, Enugu traders, a lot of them are still crypto traders. A very few of them are derivative traders, and some of them are currency pair traders like myself. I wouldn't want to sit in any of the meetings we are holding, whether it's the webinar or a live meeting, and want to hear what somebody has to say about a crypto pair that's this is what he or she is expecting that would happen to that pair this week. Even if I'm just there, I'm not listening because that information is not, I don't want to be a part of it. Because the moment you start paying so much attention, that is where the fear of missing out starts encroaching in. And then now you want to use that information and then it messes you up. But when you're sharing what you experienced in the market with somebody who is, trading the same pair you're trading, the person starts to tell you things about historical price data that is actually so interesting that makes you like, okay, for quite some time now, and I've been bearish on Bitcoin. Now, the only crypto pair I still trade in the Forex market, and also when I want to go back and do something or make some money on the futures market, is only Bitcoin. Now, for some reasons, I've been bearish on Bitcoin, even though everybody knows that this is clearly the bull year, the bull run year. But then now, when one of my old students reached out to me and we were on the phone talking, and he was like, what do I think could happen to Bitcoin? And we were talking, and then I told him why I'm bearish. And then I told him what happened the last time during the bull run when we saw Bitcoin hit 65K at first. And everybody was like, it was going to hit 100K, this, that, this, that, this. And then it went down a little bit to 40K and then came back up when Elon Musk and Dogecoin had their hype going on. And then price did 69K. On some exchanges, 68,500. I remember the price very well. And then it started dropping. Now, if you look at, oh, sorry, I know how to cram charts very, very well. So, like, when I look at a chart and I stare at a chart, I can cram it and keep it for, because you're trying to predict where price is going from where price has been. If you look at the Bitcoin charts, like with monthly time frames, you will see that that's 64K and that's 69K just did a liquidity snatch of equal highs. You see it like on the chart. So I told this my friend that I'm not really seeing Bitcoin do past 120 anymore. Like everybody should just stop dreaming. I think Bitcoin is saturated right now. I don't really think anybody really, really, really financially smart wants to be buying BTC again. Like they are slowly taking profits if you don't know. So I told him how it was very much related to historical price data and how I'm using that same scenario to make the decisions I'm making on every sell trades. Because anytime I share profits I made from crypto, it's mostly sell positions. It's mostly sell positions. Anybody who's been seeing what I've been posting is mostly sell positions. And because of that, he was curious. Like, so now he has gotten that information. It's useful for him because he is still trading in the crypto market. Now, if he came to me and ever since I
Yeah.
jumped out of the crypto market, I completely stopped trading Bitcoin. If he came to me for advice, I would just tell him lots of mumbo jumbo and tell him, well, just looking at the chart, I can see that Bitcoin is still bullish. That is what I'll be answering him.
So thank you for all of your information.
Okay.
That was really good. I really liked how you basically said, like, don't buy into people telling you they're going to give you whatever, the sun and the moon and the stars. Like, you need to find the right people to trust that are legit and have their money behind their system and are experienced traders if you're going to invest in anyone. Otherwise, just time and learn it yourself. Like, taking signals, in my experience as well, is just a recipe for disaster because you don't know their background and what they're trading on and how the risk is and what their account size is. And it's not apples to apples for every trader. So thank you so much. That was really good information and tips for traders.
I appreciate so much.
Thank you for your time, Caleb, or Panda, whichever, however people know you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I think you're really
you
a
so
wealth
much.
of knowledge. We might have to have you back on because I feel like we could talk all the time.
Sure, anytime.
Good
Anytime. I could do this anytime, any day. When you just let me know. I'll definitely jump on, and hopefully one day we'll get to do it live. Because I told that's why I asked you if this was actually going to be live. Because a lot of people in my Telegram channel, I have this Telegram channel, I'm not supposed to say this, where I just, whatever I'm going to trade, I just say it there. Nobody pays. I don't even talk about it. But people who somehow find it, the people there, I don't know them. Yeah. So when they actually find it, I just, like, don't say anything. I just keep sharing my information on there. And then when I told them I was going to be on a podcast with you, a lot of them were like asking if he was actually going to be live. I was like, no, 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 no.
One day.
But they really wanted it to be live. So definitely one day for sure, we would definitely hop on a live stream.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how we can make it happen. Because it's really, I think when we're both traders and we both have skill, like, we can bring value out just having these real conversations. It's not bullshit or fluff. And we are in the game every day trading. So it has a different value that we can offer. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate, darling. I appreciate.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap up this episode, but more to come from Caleb, Double Panda Trader, and we will hope to bring more content that you guys find value of in every episode. Thank you for being here at Market Mamas, and thank you for being my guest.
All right. You're welcome, mommy. Appreciate that.